In my opinion, if we're shut down, you can't be fired. And what does that mean? It does mean that people will not be paid, but it does mean that they will get their back pay. So hopefully we can stop some of the bleeding. We just saw that the Department of Education laid off 50% of their workforce. So I don't really understand why anybody would say, oh, we got to take the high road. Listen, he is decimating the federal government. And you're talking about whether or not we're going to keep the doors open. He literally is shutting down departments anyway.
People are not getting paid and you want them to work hoping they might get a back pay while you are getting paid?
No, I don't really feel like it.
There are actually people in my comments telling me that Jasmine Crockett is fighting for my civil rights. Bitch, I am an American. How is her fighting for illegals fighting for my civil rights?
That's what I've been asking so many times. It's like, we fight for America. Let's help them. I'm like, wait. I don't want to laugh. I don't want to sound condescending.
How is her voting for transgenders to play in women's sports fighting for my civil rights? Are y'all delusional? How is a woman that hates the country that our ancestors built through slavery fighting for my civil rights? She's fighting hard to destroy this country that my ancestors built for free. And you mean to tell me she's fighting for my civil rights? I don't think so, baby. And Booker T. Washington was so fucking right, and I hated to hear him say that when he said what he said about black people voting and black people being involved in politics. I have never saw fight so hard, a group fight so hard for the economic decline of the country that was built by my ancestors for free. And now I can get a piece of the pie? No. What my ancestors went through will not be in vain.
Let's be honest, if you see it from that angle...
That's an interesting way of putting... That makes sense.
It's very hard they did all that to survive, only for now. You want to say, hey man, the country that you helped build, even as a minority, now that's it's in a good place, and certain people can be in Congress, that person in Congress is telling you, let's help somebody else. Like,
at this point, I'm convinced that if you still voting Democrat and you black, you are under a generational curse. It ain't working, boo-boo. It's time to switch it up. It is absolutely insanity for you to keep voting for the same exact thing and expecting different results. It ain't working, babe. Give it up. I literally used to go in there and just vote Democrat because I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about.
What?
Y'all don't do that. Don't be mean. Look that shit up. See what is going on. Find out policies. Get away from identity politics. It is destroying our community. Stop voting with your emotions. Vote logically. Democrats operate off of your emotions. They are playing with your emotions. Prime example, Andrew Gillum in Florida. I was riding hard for this nigga and he embarrassed me. He out here doing meth and sleeping with trannies. Get out your feelings so you can get in your bag, okay? It ain't working for our people. Move on. Try something different, nigga.
let's be honest, I don't care who you sleep with. That's not my business. But she is right. The Democratic Party is the party that wants you to vote on emotions. Because all the narrative is all about being passionate and do the right thing and be careful because Doge is coming for you. Bengadilo, remember to subscribe.
We cannot keep our promises on Medicare. We simply must make the cuts in waste, fraud, and abuse in Medicare so that the benefits and the premiums are untouched. We owe it to our seniors. We owe it to our country.
There is an enormous amount of waste and fraud and abuse in this government. When there is waste and fraud, you have an administration who should also be on top of that situation.
If we're going to eliminate the waste, fraud, and abuse in Medicare, it does mean we're going to cut some of that out. And when I hear my friend Dave Camp say you cannot cut money out of Medicare, you can't just get up there and say we don't want to cut anything out of Medicare. We want to cut the bad stuff and keep the good stuff.
So yeah, they tried to do it before and they failed over and over. Wouldn't you want somebody on the other side to do it even better?
How about no? Everyone knows that getting rid of the deficit will require some tough decisions, and that includes cutting back on billions of dollars in programs that a lot of people care about. But what should be easy is getting rid of the pointless waste and stupid spending that doesn't benefit anybody. Waste we should be getting rid of even if we didn't have a deficit.
What do you want me to say? They said they're going to do something and they failed. And now somebody is doing it better than them? You're angry. I'm like, hey man, I don't know what you want anymore.
How many illegal immigrants being deported by the new administration would you find objectionable? Mr. Melnick, I'll ask you, 1 million?
I think 1 million would be a disaster.
2 million?
Again, considering we're talking about law-abiding people who've been here for decades, I think that is enough that would have severe negative ramifications for the United States.
3 million?
Same answer.
5 million?
Same answer, even worse ramification.
I'm kind of curious what your position was back during the Obama administration when that's exactly what he did.
You're the reason this species is a failure, and it makes me angry.
You believe that President Obama made a grave, horrible, inhumane mistake by deporting those folks?
Well, it wasn't
that
5
came
million
in under
people.
the Bush administration?
It wasn't 5 million people when we're looking at
It was over 3
internal ICE
million,
deportations.
so let's not split hairs.
Actual numbers are closer to 1.5 internal ICE deportations. And
But
there
you
as
said
well,
that
it
was
depends on the
immoral.
portfolio.
So you said President Obama was immoral and inappropriate to deport those 1 million people. Is that what I heard you say?
There were many people that were
it's a
deported
yes, no
under his
question.
administration.
It's a yes or no answer when it was immoral. But once you found out it was Obama,
I'm only going to say this one more time, sir. Calm down.
So reportedly, you guys, our president just had the Black Lives Matter mural removed from Washington, D.C. And I just want to say thank you, President Trump, for having that divisive bullshit removed, because it did not do anything for Black lives, okay? It helped the colors of the rainbow.
I mean, she has a point. Whenever I said I didn't care about BLM, most people would say, oh, you don't care about transgender people. I'm like, I never said that.
Okay, so, and besides that, we don't need any paint to let us know that our lives matter. We don't need them putting on the basketball court. We don't need them putting anything on the football field. We don't need to see headbands, and we don't need to see statues of Confederate people torn down. What we want is policies that are going to actually help our lives to be improved, because we already know that our lives matter. We were created by the one and only true living God. And for those that need paint and a statue to remind you that your lives matter, may I suggest that you also see a psychiatrist to remind you that your brain does matter as well.
I don't need to see you rip a flag. If that helps certain people to feel good about themselves in the same position, I don't want them. I want to feel in a different position in a better way with a policy that invests in the future that might help my kids.
Washington Suburban Associate members, brothers and sisters, listen, it's been a really busy time for me these past 4 days. I know that each of you are eager, very eager, to apply for this job vacancy announcement. And trust, after tonight, you will be able to do so. I am asking that you give me another 15 or 16 hours. Allow me to go to work and come home, provide you with an email that will be extremely crucial in the opening stages of this hiring process. There are some valuable pieces of information that I have taken a screenshot of, and I'm going to send that to you via email.
By the way, if you didn't read it, this is a FFA member, air traffic control. Ooh.
Trust and believe it will be something that you will appreciate to the utmost. Keep in mind, we are trying to maximize your opportunities, and I'm doing the very best that I can with the time that I'm given. Today when I get off at 11 o'clock, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to finish out that email. I'm going to send it to each of you, and as you progress through the stages, refer to those images so that you will know which icons you should select. Now, I have a good mind to send it to one of my HR representatives first.
Okay, that caught me off guard. If you did it in secret by yourself, okay, you're Robin Hood. But this is, you're contacting HR.
Come on now, dog.
You're contacting HR.
Come on, man.
That is wild. I've never heard somebody say, I'm gonna help you cheat, but I need to confirm something with... Oh my God. Sometimes I'm not trying to laugh at people. And I know people passed away because of certain action as FAA. Oh my God, my MS is triggering. I just can't believe this. I'll just continue the video before I say something stupid.
And give them the opportunity to sign off on it before you actually click it. But in the sake of time, I'm going to send it directly to you because I'm about 99.99% sure that it's exactly how you need to answer each question in order to get through the first phase. People have been getting rejection notices, and those rejection notices have been coming after about 24 to 36 hours after clicking submit. And I want to avoid that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our time and we're going to make sure that everything that we click on, and you're going to even have to go back to your resume and make some changes because one of our members and I have caught something. And we want to go back and we want to fine-tune those details. And I guarantee that will give us the very best feeling that we could ever get in applying for this job.
This is so wrong. Like, it's air traffic control, man. You have people's lives in your hands.
VRAs, those that have received tentative offer letters, we want you to apply for this job anyway. Messages came back saying do not give the agency an opportunity to say they never gave you one. So apply for it anyway. For everyone else, stand by to stand by. Later on this evening when I get home, I'm going to finish those emails and then I'm going to go back to planning for the Black History Month program. And then I'm going to process all new members' enrollment forms. And then I'm going to send out my emails to the managers of the FAA regional headquarters and thanking them for my visit. And then I'm going to get back to handling some important business for the VRAs. I think we may have an opportunity, VRAs, to do something that others probably would find impossible. I found that answer talking to people in HR. So give me an opportunity to do what I need to do this evening, and I guarantee after that you will be able to apply for this job. Thanks a lot. God bless.
If you want to argue DEI doesn't lower the outcomes, fine, but you have to prove that the level of merit is the same when DEI practices are applied. This is the opposite. Cheat on a test won't be necessary if you believe everybody was equal in merit. Let diversity arise out of merit. It happens naturally. I was hired once because of diversity and I sucked. My next job, I thought I was hired again because of that, and they almost fired me. But I became a better person after surviving that job and not getting fired. But I don't want to survive working at the air traffic control because I want the people that are flying the plane to survive too.
Don't get me wrong, ma cosa kita bong. Butta fire na mi blonde kush hash purple skunk criollo colombici jam jam dur loqueta verdetta welcome.